My topic today is a national disgrace, and that is prisons in the United States have become warehouses for our mentally sick inmates and for our drug-addicted inmates. The overwhelming majority of women behind bars in state prisons in our country is about 67%, and they are severely mentally sick. And 22% of men in this country in state prisons are seriously mentally sick. They belong not in prisons, in secure mental and drug correctional prison hospitals, which we do not have anywhere near enough of these. We only have 2 in Pennsylvania. One way a society is judged is the way it treats its prisoners. Though this is not the fault of judges who must sentence them, but there has been the closure of most of all of these long-term, secure psychiatric hospitals, just in Pennsylvania and also in other states. We also have a huge shortage of secure community mental health resources when they get out to support them, such as secure group homes. So when these people get out of prison, they are no better, and in most cases, far, far worse. In Pennsylvania, 22% of the almost 50,000 men in state prisons in Pennsylvania have severe mental health issues and also overwhelming drug addiction issues. 67% of the 3,000 women in Pennsylvania prisons are mentally sick and have drug addiction issues. There are only 2 state hospitals, as I've said, in Pennsylvania, and they have far less mentally sick people there than in our prisons. The long-term closure of these state hospitals and then the lack of community mental health resources when they get out is to blame for most of this problem. Most all of these mental patients in prison are also drug users, addicted to drugs. This really started this problem back in the 1980s, when there were mandatory minimum sentences for the use of illegal substances such as crack and heroin and coke. So most come out with the same drug problems and mental health illnesses. Hence, the revolving door and the threat to members of our society while they are out. There are now, listen to this, almost 2.8 million men and women in prisons in America today. As an example, in 1973, there were about 200,000 total in prisons in America. Psychiatrists have said that many women in the prisons were victims of abuse, trauma, and that combined with changes in their brain chemistry from drug use, that translated to psychiatric disorders such as post-traumatic stress, bipolar disorders, and major depressive disorders. It is way past the time where we in Pennsylvania and other states must build secure psychiatric drug hospitals that could and would deal with inmates with drug addictions and mental health problems. They will be getting out, most of them, sometime. And if we don't care for them properly, when they get out, they will again become a threat to our society and to individuals until they are picked up again. Usually 4 in 10 end up back in prison. These are not people who are insane under the law, who don't know right from wrong, but they are a serious danger to themselves and to others when they are released. I ask you to talk to your elected officials, not only federal officials, but state officials, and get sentencing reforms. And tell them we must build facilities to take care of those inmates who need help desperately, not build more costly prisons. We don't need more prisons to just warehouse people till they are released. A man was recently released from a state prison in Texas after 8 years, and within 3 months of being out, he murdered his wife and 3 children and then shot himself to death. He was bipolar when he went into prison. He received no treatment while he was incarcerated. So ask yourself this question: what kind of people are we to allow this to continue? Thank you.